Like at the end of the day, if you're afraid to be cringy, and it's gonna get cringy, especially if you wanna be authentic, it's another thing to be this whole facade and you're so perfect and here's all the perfect moments. I mean, you miss the fun in life, you know? So just lean into authenticity. If that's a little cringy at first, fine, but you're gonna find your people.
In the dance music scene, it's easy to get caught up trying to be perfect. It can feel like you have to be a polished version of yourself before you're allowed to win. But what if your next level comes from being more you? Today's episode features Shadowstar, who recently entered the Pete Tong's DJ school, and now he's in the running for Pete Tong's DJ Academy Future Talent Award, a pathway that leads to a major moment at the International Music Summit in Ibiza. And this conversation really is about how he leaned into his authenticity and fully believed in himself. Here on Redefining Music, these are the conversations we have to help you move forward in an ever-changing music industry. If you want to join us live and you're in the Austin, Texas area, join us for Redefining Music every fourth Thursday. More information at amplifyedm.com. And now what you are waiting for. This episode is going to amp you up. I'm so excited to have you here. This is Redefining Music. Let's get into it. Welcome to Redefining Music, where we are catching up with a former podcast guest and dear friend and artist, Shadowstar.
Hello, hello. It's good to see you again.
I was really hoping you were going to say, I feel it.
Oh, God. Well, I'm there. It's tradition.
It is our tradition. So Dylan has been on our show, or Shadowstar has been on our show multiple times just through your journey as you've grown. And it's funny, now we are at Regal Rooms tonight, and I thought about it. We sat down to do this little mini-sode, and I was like, wait, we've been on the stage before together. So this is our second time on Regal Rooms stage.
Indeed, we are back at it again.
We are back at it. And Dylan has some really great news. You've been working it. You've been crushing it. So what's going on?
Yeah, I think since the last time we actually got to see the action was the Nico Marino set at Concourse, which you caught like one of the best clips. But
I remember that.
Yeah, so immediately after, like, you just want to keep that ball rolling. So just getting back to production and all that. And then this is the time of year that the Pete Tong DJ Academy has their Future Talent Awards. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's going to be like 10 people in total that like get awarded. But I've just been shortlisted as of last week. So now I'm in the running for that, which comes to like a big celebration at the IMS, so the International Music Summit out in Ibiza. And Pete Tong, Carl Cox, Adam Bayer, like all of them are a part of this academy, and they're teaching DJs how to learn their craft, and they also now have a production course. So I thought, what better time now, because I had joined a few years ago, but now I feel like I was ready for that next kind of breakout. Mm-hmm. And so that actually came about just within the last week.
That is incredible, because these are some heavy hitters in the industry. They've been around for decades.
And literally the pioneers of the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. So now, first question, what does it mean to be shortlisted? Now, how many applicants are there? What's that journey look like for applying?
Yeah, so this year is going to be the last year that they have a more open-ended submission. Next year, you'll have to be a certain grade in their academy for DJing and production. Mm-hmm. And so I think this is going to be the biggest wave of people coming into the academy, which is great. I think it's a lovely way to entice people to be like, hey, if you really have what it takes and you've got the X factor, mm-hmm. they will bring it out in you. So for me to submit, I didn't do it the first 2 years. And I was like trying to really refine who I am as an artist and then deliver that. And so, of course, submissions kind of snuck up on me. I should have been more prepared. And I didn't actually have like a set ready to go, except when Mitzi, and my mom, and my friend Kevin, they were like, dude, you have that iPhone video when you were direct support for Shada Castro in November. Mm-hmm. You need to submit this one. And it kind of bends the rules, because they want it like, in your room, camera facing you, and just like play no clowning around. Just show us like you and your talent. Well, there were so many things happening at that set that I was like, here's everything that could go wrong and go right, all in one video on an iPhone. And I happen to have like high quality, like a pass cam field recorder.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, all the audio and videos in one. Oh man, I was sweating bullets. And it was like my family unit, the management that's like, you got to do this. And I didn't think I'd hear back.
Wow. That really shows too. Because was it you were that night, like the audio visual for Shady Castro's like didn't work or something, right?
Yeah, the 360 camera did not record.
And then you just used your iPhone and you captured.
I had a feeling, just set up a phone to the side,
That is honestly, that's like leaning into that intuition is huge. And then also submitting, even if you don't feel like it's perfect, like,
right.
Just do it anyway. Like,
that's the thing, like, especially what you and I have seen so far in our journey together is like, I could have set up a perfect set at the house, perfect camera angles, perfect lighting, everything. But this set was like everything that could and could not. And it's like, what would you do on the fly? It's not so much of like what you can do in a perfect, situation, or like in a DAW, it's like a perfect station to work within. But when you're recording or doing stuff live and there's people, there was a girl's birthday and her friends were like, can we get her on stage? And I was like, yes, okay, come on. And so I was like, everyone, we have a birthday. And they were like, oh, cool and stuff. And just, the camera went down. Funny enough, I had just bought in my first field recorder for all the events because I want to get my sets recorded.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, talk about a moment that just like saved me,
Yeah, that's incredible. Dylan, that's what I've always loved about you. Like, I remember covering your journey when you opened for Dead Mouse at Conquest Project. Yeah. And I remember like you had the same kind of energy where it was like, I did the thing. I don't know if it's perfect. I don't know if it's going to get like, I don't know what's going to happen, but you did it and you walked with a sense of like certainty and confidence in whatever happens. You did everything you could to make that happen. And you said yes to you. Yes.
Very well said. Thank you. The chronicler. I mean, it is kind of interesting though, because you think about like how all these steps kind of work out. Had I not gone to the Austin Dance Music Summit, right, where we were speaking, I would have never like been able to lecture for certain people. Then I came in and lectured for your class, and Matt was there. Matt's the one who brought Shada Castro. I have known Shada Castro since she had signed a Mousetrap. Not known, but like I've been following her music, and she's just different. She totally has a different approach to being an artist. So you're like, oh, cool. Well, I'm a fan. Never think you'll meet them. Yep. Never think you'll get to play with them, let alone just, I finally got to see them play. So it's almost like this weird synchronicity,
100%.
How the universe works.
It really is. And, speaking of Shay, shout out to Shay's episode. I had just met Shay. And Matt and Vaz were like, hey, would you like to do a podcast with Shay? I was like, oh, yeah, that'd be great. And it was the day after my birthday event, Dazzle.
Oh. Dang.
And Dazzle was insanity. Like, I was singing, producing the event, organizing. I was so tired. And I interviewed Shay, and I didn't get home till 5 a.m. The next day, I was like 2 p.m. I'm meeting with and performed. And I met Shay, and I didn't know much about her. And we sat down, chatted for a bit, and then we recorded. We're both from the Midwest. We were like instant friends on
that episode is one of the best ones. I really highly recommend everyone to go watch it because it shows like the realness and like the journey of what people go through, but like how quick you can see the connection with y'all. It's very, very good.
Oh, well, thank you. And it's so fun how the world comes together in synchronicity and it just shows, put yourself out there. You never know who you're going to meet along the way, and always be willing to say hi and you shake someone's hand or make the ask,
Right, 100%. I mean, that's like how these, hero journeys happen.
Yeah, you kind of have to step into them. You have to kind of shove yourself past your own mindset sometimes.
Yeah, abandon yourself even in like the toughest industries and just like go.
Just go. Okay, so when are they announcing the winners, the finalists? So you're shortlisted. So then what's next?
So what's today? The 26th. So I think it's like on March 14th or 15th. Mm-hmm. So March 14th, 15th-ish, they're going to say who the winners are. And I think Carl Cox, Adam Bayer, a few other of their main teachers are going to give their specific award to some of the students as well.
Okay.
So after that, this is the unknown, right? And so I always try to my artist life is chroniced in chapters, if you will, right? So when you met me for the Dead Mouse thing, that was the beginning of the hero's journey. Mm-hmm. Then after that, there was the I Hate Models, and that was okay, this is becoming really intense. So this was the life moment, where you get to the top of the mountain. And the next one, after all the seismics that have happened as well, is the Nika Marina, which that set was essentially just death. The idea of death and you have to go through death, whether it's an ego or a spiritual death or any of the types that you can experience, right? Mm-hmm. That set was the biggest show so far I've had.
Wow.
But this next one, because this is kind of where things get interesting, I don't know what's going to happen in March,
So if you win, you go right to Ibiza?
There are many ways that it could happen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm sure you end up having video calls and conferences with the people that selected you and all that. And then obviously there's the show that you go play with them.
Yeah.
So there's things that are so unknown. So this next chapter I'm calling Rebirth, but I got to give it the title to my brother-in-law. He's like, man, this is a future unseen. And you're trusting yourself. So Rebirth, a future unseen. That's the next major set I will be putting together.
That's incredible. And it, one thing I have to touch on is the parallel between our journeys.
Hell yeah.
We've always had this kind of on this parallel and always sync up at the certain times like this. And it's funny you say that the rebirth, because that was Dazzle for me.
Hell yeah.
I'm in a rebirth as well, and that's where the beautiful thing is. That's the beautiful thing about life is we go through seasons and then we do rebirths and we go through ups and downs. But the thing is, keep going, keep believing in yourself, keep your loved ones close. Like you said, you have your family, you have your team that supports you, and So Dylan, what is some advice you have for other artists out there who are on the fence about hitting the submit button to something like that?
Oh, I probably shouldn't quote myself from earlier interviews. No, I love what you said, though. It's true. It is a cycle. Music is cycles, looping constantly, right? So when people are afraid to submit, it's normally their own limited beliefs. Mm-hmm. It is just it doesn't look good enough. Maybe it's not exactly what the bullet points were, but I'm in a way, I'm the black sheep of that.
You stand out.
Yeah,
honestly.
it's just,
it makes you stand out if you submit something out. Might be on the edge of, oh, should I do this? But if you do it, then you really can shine.
That's the thing. Just go into the cringe. Don't be fake. Be authentic to yourself, but go in and be absolute cringe, because basically everyone who's not doing the cringy thing first, they are never going to do what others are. Yeah. You know what I mean? So what is that thing? Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And it's not an egotistical thing. It's just a rhyme to remind yourself that at the end of the day, if you're afraid to be cringy, and it's going to get cringy.
It gets cringy, guys.
Yeah, especially if you want to be authentic. Mm-hmm. It's another thing to be this whole facade and you're so perfect and here's all the perfect moments. You miss the fun in life. 100%. The truth of it, So just lean into authenticity. Mm-hmm. If that's a little cringy at first, fine, but you're going to find your people, so just do it.
I was just thinking of that. Yeah, it is really just do it. It is really.
Just trust yourself.
Trust yourself. Go for it.
If you're not believing in yourself, who else can believe in you more, right?
You got to be your biggest fan. Your first fan.
Amen.
Well, Dylan, so when do they choose? You said the 14th?
I think around March 14th.
Okay. So how can people follow you in your journey?
Man, so Instagram is where I love to just actually put out the story. It's got my, main story arc of the artist kind of subliminal story. And then I've got what's happening in my life as a producer and then the things that I care about and love. So Instagram's the best place. At some point, the website, but right now it's at MRDJ Shadowstar. It's just the easiest way to find me.
Mr. DJ Shadowstar. Wonderful. Dylan.
Dylan. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dylan. It's always a joy to catch up with you, and so excited for your journey, and much love and best of luck to everything you do.
Thank you so much, Kay. I know that we'll be on another stage soon to the next part of the journey.
Yes, thank you so much.
Cheers.
All right, that was our test episode.